Good afternoon, Geminis. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is to go on and give you your romantic reading, which is valid until the end of this month. And basically, what I'm examining here is how does your ex, in fact, truly feels about you? I've decided to go on and use my Tarot of the Dead Oracle Tarot deck today, as already shuffled and illustrated as we see here. In addition to using a two additional oracle cards just to give you a bit more pardon advice into your situation. And Gemini, as you already know, this reading applies to myself. So if it rings a bell with you, going to give it a big thumbs up. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please take a few moments to do so now. Let's go ahead on and get started here. I'm going to just make a few general observations here, just looking at your cards here. You see that you have a predominance here, a major arcana card. So it looks like destiny is at play here. And in fact, we really need to take our hands off this situation and allow it to unfold on its natural course, because the more that we pull and try to force issues, the more stressed that we're going to find ourselves being. Okay, and I'm seeing here that you have no cups here in your reading. So this is a void. And this void becomes very paramount to our situation because we don't see any of these cups here. There might be a frivolous crush that perhaps we may have on another person that really isn't substantial enough to kind of constitute a true emotional connection, or perhaps the person that we like to, our ex, perhaps might his or her interest might be elsewhere at this time. So again, this void becomes very significant in relationship to this issue here regarding relationships, because we don't have any here. Okay, and I'm also noticing here as well is that there are really no wands cards in here either, so that there's a lack of leadership and ambition here. One of you seems to be less interested in the other at this moment. It doesn't mean that this can't change. Okay, so the key for us to do is to really just kind of really take our hands off the situation and let things kind of materialize and manifest on its own accord. Okay, I'm also noticing here, just looking at your numbers here, you have fairly balanced numbers here. So it looks like you're more so in the midway stage of your situation, with more to kind of come. You're almost in the concluding phase, but you haven't yet really reached that. So let's go on and get started. And I'm going to examine the card first that fell to the bottom of the deck here. We have the Lover's card. And that usually, of course, connects us with the element of air. It could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And this card, ladies and gentlemen, is all about choice, trust, and really a fork in the road that we really find ourselves in at this moment. Even it also portends a love type of affair, a relationship with trials, ladies and gentlemen, and choices that usually are kind of, you know, kind of ahead for us, some kind of feeling. So, with respect to our situation with our ex, it seems that we're going to be feeling a bit as if we're being forced, it seems, to making a kind of crucial decision. And it shows that we're constantly preoccupied with either our ex, or with even thoughts of, being with someone, or even perhaps for some of you, even getting married. Okay, so it kind of shows us kind of being put with, you have this Lover's card, through more so a final test, if you will, before we can really kind of move forward and entering the next stage in our development of feeling. Okay, and perhaps there may be several individuals involved in your romantic situation that you have to really make a definite decision, or make a decision. Okay, but this card is kind of asking you, because this is the Lover's card, is that you need to really examine all areas of the situations, all of the pros and cons, and you know make a decision. And with this card too, there may be some need for a lot of you to really heal, because you've probably been hurt badly in the past, and you just need to try to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Okay, so let's move right on and look at how your lover feels, or your ex feels about you. We have the Six of Hazards there, and of course that refers to, well, that does refer to a earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And this card is certainly all about generosity, sharing, and helping. So your ex really sees you as a very benevolent type person, as a one who gives, can really give his or her shirt off his back or her back, if needed, or a person that always tends to kind of lend a helping hand, even to the benefit of sacrificing him or herself. Okay. Your next card here, we have that Hierophant there, and of course, with that card, ladies and gentlemen, what we will find here is that this card is certainly all about, you know, tradition of all sorts, and it's certainly all about seriousness, really transitions and conformity, and it refers or denotes an earth sign once again, okay? We have the Virgo, the Capricorn, and or the Taurus, and really the search for meaning. So with this card, it's kind of showing that your ex really sees you as being very wise, Geminis, as one who is serious with his or her intentions, and even a traditionalist, or we try to take a traditionalist type approach. That you tend to be an upright person, and he or she really holds you in high esteem and feels that he or she can really kind of count on you when in fact needed. Okay, let's move right along here and just look at, okay, after doing that, then what is in fact not important as it relates to your situation, um, with your ex here. Okay, we have that justice card there, and as we know, with justice, that's connected with an air sign, okay? Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. And this card is certainly all about fairness and really accountability, and even, in fact, an apology. Okay? So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly not the time to kind of give an apology to this person that hurt you. Okay? Try to be, or even try to be fair, because I feel that you didn't do anything bad, wrong to this person. Okay, you tried to help and you've done what you needed to do, so this person really owes you an apology. And just try, there's no need to even strive for balance, not at this point. Okay, so then you may ask, then what is important? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords there. Okay, and this card connects, once again, it connects with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, but because it's also a queen, it can also connect with water sign, or have water in perhaps an air sign's chart. So that's Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And this card is all about will, insight, and independence, and usually autonomy. Okay, so it's important that you stay alert on feeling, or try to maintain your own independence in your situation, and kind of be bold, you know. And even, in fact, there might be a woman, that's of the air sign, that's been, or even a man who um, has been kind of giving you advice that you might want to listen to, and perhaps some of you might even make the decision to go your own way if needed. Okay. Now let's look at what would be any potential challenges that might crop up should you decide to go back. Okay. We have the Empress card, and that connects us once again with Earth signs, Taurus, Virgos, as well as Capricorn. And this card is all about growth and healing. So perhaps this card is kind of telling you, it's more of a type of a smothering type card. So it's suggesting that one of your greatest challenges is trying to like parent your ex or whatnot. And this card is kind of asking you or warning you that, or telling you that this might be a challenge for you to avoid, to smother this person. You might want to give this person X a chance to grow, and don't stifle his or her development, that I'm kind of seeing here with that. Okay. Now let's look at what might be hidden that you may not be aware of. Okay, we have that Star card. That's a very positive card, ladies and gentlemen, and that denotes an air sign. Okay, Libra, Gemini, as well as an Aquarius. And this card certainly is about hope, faith, renewal, as well as reconciliation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling that based on the cards here, although you're going to feel a bit hurt in somewhat, it certainly shows that the person from whom you've been estranged, or the person whom you like to get back with in some way, they are your soulmate in some way, and you two are kind of like destined to be together. Doesn't mean you have to be together, but you're almost somewhat destined to kind of reconnect, and it seems that you two are constantly going to go through this love hate type cycle. Okay, and it's going to be a bit hard for you to get rid of this person, I'm kind of feeling. Okay. So last but not least, let's go on and look at your outcome here. We have the Fool card. So once again, a very positive card here, and that denotes an air sign once again. Libra, Aries, Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. And it kind of shows that because, of course, the Fool is all about, adventure or kind of like starting out on new paths, but learning how to do things in a different way this time. You can't do them the same way. So I'm feeling that although you're going to still feel a bit indecisive about the direction that the relationship might take, I still see the two of you reuniting. And because, as you can see here, the Fool certainly leads to a new beginning, you know, and new things that tends to kind of crop up in our lives, okay? And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to go on and just, use two additional cards just to give you a bit more parting advice into your situation. And the first card that we're going to examine here is simply telling you, ladies and gentlemen, to simply love, you know. And that card is certainly all about kindness and nostalgia, if you will. So it certainly shows you remembering perhaps the things that you may have done and the things that used to make you happy. And this card is kind of asking you to kind of interact more with others from a pure heart, and you'll find that you'll deepen your connection a bit more. Okay? And when you're reminiscing or kind of contemplating the past, try to bring back only the happy memories and let all of the past things that may have happened between the two of you go. Because kindness, just as we have here with this Six of Pentacles, are hazards as your lover kind of sees you. He or she sees you as being a generous person. So this is certainly, generosity is certainly of immediate importance with this card. So reach out and, assist and do whatever it is that you can, and try to just let things go. Okay? And your next card here, last but not least, that I decided to go on and select here is it's the opening up card. And perhaps, this is kind of showing that, many of you may have been repressing, some of your feelings because this card is all about, withdrawal or kind of control or kind of blocks. And, sometimes when things happen to us in the past, it tends to shut us down and causes us to withdraw emotionally, spiritually, in a lot of ways or in more ways than what we wouldn't want to. So it's kind of suggesting that you have somehow closed off your energy field somehow, and you need to try to open it back up again, and you have to kind of ask yourself, have you really allowed fear or, being hurt prevent you from, enjoying your life a bit more, or you're thinking that perhaps it might happen again. And this is suggesting that you might want to try to work on releasing this and open your energy field up more, you know? And you're going to watch that, when you do that, you're going to allow your relationship to kind of grow and get to the level of expression that you'd like it to go. So, Geminis, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this reading has offered food for thought. Once again, if you have yet to subscribe, please take a few moments to do so now. Okay? If this reading resonated, you can go on and give it a big thumbs up. If anyone wished to have a more personalized reading, contact me at WAT61073 at gmail.com. Enjoy your day. Thanks a lot.